Welcome inside the DC Everest Fieldhouse. Friday night high school basketball coming up on Zaleski Sports. My name's Chris Conley. About 5 minutes away from opening tap as the DC Everest Evergreens are hosting the Marshfield Tigers. Pregame is brought to you by Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston, providing dependable vehicle repair, service, and tires for 22 years. With a 3-year nationwide warranty and free roadside assistance at Auto Select, you're good to go. That's Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston. Well, the Tigers are the hottest thing on wheels right now. They've played 15 games and have won 14 of them this season. They think of themselves as one of the elite teams in the state, and why not? They were perfect 5-0 in Wisconsin Valley Conference play, and they come in on a 9-game winning streak. Everybody else in the Wisconsin Valley Conference, we're rooting for the Evergreens to try and put a loss on these Tigers. Everest has lost the last 3, and their last one on Tuesday night on this floor was a heartbreaker. The Evergreens fell on a buzzer-beating three-pointer to Wausau East, 73-72. Yeah, Jesse Navgezik hit the shot. He hit it off the backboard. I don't think he called glass either. What's disturbing for the Evergreens about that loss is they gave up a 15-point lead in the second half. That shouldn't happen. So the Evergreens were unable to hold a big advantage from the early stages after halftime. And then Navgezik hit the heartbreaker that cost the Evergreens the ball game. Evergreens come in with a 5-11 record. You know, the Evergreens got to get up to 8 or 9 wins at least if they want to have a reasonable matchup when they go into postseason play, or else they're going to get one of those blowout games on the road in the early rounds that sometimes is an ugly end to your basketball season. Now, there's a lot of basketball left to play. You know, the boys start their season a week and a half later than the girls. So the boys are going to play right through the end of February. This game only marks the midway point for Marshfield as they try and go undefeated this year through their conference schedule. Marshfield still has a game remaining against Stevens Point, so that one will be circled on a lot of people's calendars as well. Evergreens in the home white with green numerals and yellow trim. Marshfield in that good-looking road black with the orange numbers and white trim. As the teams complete their pregame shoot-around, we'll step aside. Starting lineups in our opening tap when we come right back. Get ready for DC Everest and Marshfield. The girls' game is over at the Marshfield Fieldhouse tonight. That's also on Zaleski Sports. Boys basketball awaits in just a moment after these messages.
Find auto repairs, brakes, tires, and oil changes all in one place at Auto Select in Weston. At Auto Select, you can expect dependable automotive repair from the experts you can trust will exceed your expectations. Auto repair has never been so comfortable with a spacious, clean waiting room with refreshments along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. And ask about their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. For your next auto repair or maintenance, bring your vehicle to Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston. At Auto Select, you're good to go.
I think there are a lot of benefits to schooling our children from home. We get to spend a lot of time with them, and there are eureka moments like seeing them walk for the first time, or they figure something out and they're so excited about it.
The RVA really does work with each family to individualize each child's education to help them really succeed.
This is like the best thing in Wisconsin in terms of school.
For us, the RVA was our first and best choice of schools to choose.
We love the RVA.
For me, for Green Heck, it's just equal opportunity for everybody to grow.
I've been going to school for electrical system technology, and they gave me opportunity to go to that department. I was like, wow.
Green Heck gives you a lot of opportunities. A lot.
People that work hard here, they get opportunity to move up, and I found all that and more here. I've been encouraged to grow, to get education. Our future's really bright.
Work where there are endless career opportunities, no mandatory overtime, and a great family atmosphere.
These teams have already met earlier in the season. Marshfield's playing for a season sweep tonight. They won that first game over at their place, 62-50. Evergreens were down by 10 for much of the second half. Got it to single numbers, but couldn't get within striking range. And you know the good teams will do that to you. Just kind of hold you at bay down the stretch of those games, and the Tigers certainly did. Kept the Evergreens at arm's length in that earlier win. Again, Wausau East and Stevens Point, the teams in the Valley standings that are chasing the Marshfield Tigers, are going to be Everest fans tonight. Evergreens line up across their home foul line. Marshfield's on their feet in front of their bench. We'll get our sportsmanship announcement, and then we'll turn it over to the DC Everest Pep Band for our national anthem. Everest dance team is hosting the state tournament tomorrow. So they're fixing up the lobby and getting ready for a big day. Everest Dance will entertain at halftime for those who are here in person at the field house. Everest Dance program year after year wins something at the state level. I believe that they are the defending POM champions. Our sportsmanship announcement seems to get longer and longer. Why don't we just leave it as we know who you are and we know where you live? Now down to Joe Finnegan and our student musicians for the DC Everest Pep Band and the Star Spangled Banner. Before our Zaleski Sports broadcast began, this was Teacher Appreciation Night, where each one of the Evergreens picks their favorite teacher, and they get introduced at center court. That's really nice, newer tradition that's been started within the athletic program. Here are the Marshfield Tigers leading the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Chris Prohl is a sophomore. Brooks Hinson, standout junior. Brant Fries, the only senior in the starting lineup, so Marshfield's got a lot coming back next year. Landon Lee, a junior, and Valen Ramberg is the tall kid. He's a sophomore. For the homestanding Evergreens, there's senior Colin Ebersol, followed by two sophomores, Xavier Edwards and Cade Felch. Cohen Preby, team's leading scorer, he's a junior, and Casey Studeman plays the post. He's a junior. Let's not forget, when the Evergreens lost to Wausau East, they were in severe foul trouble. 3 of their starters had fouled out of the game when East finally sunk the Evergreens on Tuesday night. See what the Evergreens bring today after the toughest of losses just 3 days earlier. We're sponsored by Nicolet Bank, personal banking at its best. Locations in Wausau, Stevens Point, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill, or learn more at nicoletbank.com. We know a lot of interest in today's game back in Marshfield. Glad you're with us for our Zaleski Sports coverage. I'm Chris Conley, normally the voice of the Evergreens, but it's going to be nice to see this really good Marshfield team in action tonight. Chris Prohl and Colin Ebersol meet at the center circle. Friday night basketball, whistle sounds. Lads, light this candle. Double tapped, and Marshfield will have the first possession. Brooks Hinson. Hinson was a stud player last year. Rotating down low, missing at the rim is Vamberg. Evergreens get the rebound. Ebersol secures the board. Normally that's 2 points going down, not so much on the first possession. Ebersol, now Preby. Xavier Edwards tracks down the pass that was going to be a little bit tall. Ebersol play him kind of soft. Beg your pardon, the fifth starter is not Ramberg. It's Ethan Kelch for the Tigers. Kelch, not Ramberg, to play the post. Kelch missed that opening shot. Thank you for the helper. We appreciate it. Long possession for the Evergreens here. To the corner. Felch thought about trying to drive on the dribble. Ebersol thought about the three. Neither popped. Long possession for the Evergreens. Foul line extended for Edwards. Looks to drive in. Felch now to the corner. Pregame almost lost the handle. Back out. Evergreens looking for the right shot. Here's Studeman. Now all five of the Evergreens have touched on this opening possession. Studeman, whistle. He's fouled. Non-shooting, I believe. Brent Fries called for the foul. Evergreens will inbound underneath their own basket. Studeman in the corner. On his dribble, bodied up. Now to Edwards, foul line extended. Pregame, Ebersol, Felch. Studeman down low. He's outside the paint. Cut off along the baseline, gets in, got his man up in the air, and Studeman scores underneath. Studeman had 19 points in the Everest loss to East, but 17 of them were in the first half. Studeman just wasn't fed as much after halftime. Evergreens open with a 2-0 lead. Tigers back the other way, leaning in. That's too strong for Pole, and the Evergreens have it. Studeman with the basket and the rebound. In transition, Xavier Edwards pulls up, goes back out. Felch thought about the three. Xavier Edwards. Evergreens look at this as another half-court set. Tigers bench encouraging the defense, which has been tight and tough. If they're going to play Ebersol soft, Ebersol could stick the 3 too. Might want to take one of those. Guard him up closer here. This is Pregame. 2 possessions for the Evergreens, and both have kept the ball on the perimeter, taken off a lot of time. And the Evergreens usually are up and down the floor. Back out. Here's Ebersol open for a 3 off the front rim. No good. Chris Pole gets the rebound for the Tigers. Sticking the 3. No. Off the back bracket is Chris Pole. Rebound in the corner retrieved by Felch. Felch has it back. Tigers are back on defense, so this will be another half-court set for the Evergreens in the early going. Studeman's directing traffic, goes in. Studeman carried, turned over. Staub Construction is a premier builder of municipal and industrial water and wastewater treatment systems in the Midwest. They're partnering with public and private customers since 1984, and they have their own service and fabrication department to assist with any municipal or industrial situation. Staub Construction, 100% employee-owned. Tigers have opened with misses on their first 2 trips down the floor. Pass down low, they are not missing that time. Brooks Hinson had position inside, moving without the ball. Tied 2-2. Xavier Edwards splits defenders to the wing. Felch, long 2, fading backwards. Good. Cade Felch answers for the Evergreens. 4-2. And already we're 4 minutes into this first half. Fast moving. Open for a 3. Good. Landon Lee from the wing. First lead change of the night. Tigers 5-4. Xavier Edwards. Ebersol, and they play him soft. Xavier Edwards. Stopped at the foul line to Studeman, bumped. Edwards with the dribble. Studeman up high. Now Ebersol again. 3 ball for Xavier Edwards off the back bracket and up and in. What a friendly hop for Xavier Edwards. Hit the back bracket, popped straight up, and down she went. 7-5 Evergreens. Evergreens had that double team in the corner on Brooks Hinson and then backed off him. Down low, double team, got a foul, going to send Ethan Kecht to the foul line. Foul will be on Cade Felch, his first. A couple of free throws coming up in a two-point game. And SC Swiderski, your apartment or home, is where you want to live, work, and play throughout central Wisconsin, the Chippewa Valley, and the Fox Valley. No matter where you live, look to SC Swiderski. They'll make you feel right at home. Visit online, scswiderski.com for more. That's scswiderski.com. Ethan Kecht's first free throw right off the back bracket. Laid a brick like he was working for SC Swiderski. And that second one is short, so 2 misses. That amounts to an empty trip down the floor for the Tigers. Here's Xavier Edwards. Valen Ramberg will come in on the next stop. I had him incorrectly as a starter. Valen waits at the scorer's table for the next stoppage. Evergreen 7, Tigers 5. Another long Everest possession. Everything on the perimeter. Evergreens are looking for the right shot. Going to go under 12 minutes to play in the first half on this possession. Evergreens have not substituted yet in this game. Xavier Edwards was left alone, and he hit his last shot, too. Ebersol directs traffic. Studeman from the baseline looks to drive in. He's bumped, gets to the rim. Studeman scores. 9-5. Back out. 3 ball is in the air for the Tigers from the step back. Landon Lee's short, but there's an offensive rebound, a putback, and baskets for the Tigers. Brooks Hinson on mop-up duty. Zachary Jones awaits for the Evergreens. They will make their first substitution on the next stop. To Pregame, lost the handle, traveled. Zachary Jones in, Cohen Pregame out for the Evergreens. Ethan Kecht is out for the Tigers. Valen Ramberg is in for Marshfield. 11 minutes to go first half. Tigers can tie or take the lead with a 3. Thinking about that is Landon Lee. Instead, Lee drives in. He was bumped before he lost his footing. This is going to be a foul on the Evergreens. Maybe Felch's second. He was in the neighborhood there. Nope, it's on Zachary Jones. Just into the game, commits his first foul. Non-shooting. Marshfield to inbound underneath their own basket. In traffic and a dunk for Chris Pohl. Someone's obviously got to account for him on that inbounds pass, and that ties us up 9 apiece. Marshfield's got a student section and a lot of parents who have made the trip over, and they're being heard from now on the dunk. Chris Pohl, the Marshfield sophomore, is going to be around for 2 more seasons. There's a lot of double-digit games. Evergreens have just turned it over for a 3rd time in the first 8 minutes of the half. Tigers looking for a lead change here in traffic, back out. Driving in, a bump to the basket, and that changed the shot for Landon Lee. Lee looking for a whistle that didn't come. Studeman's got it. Tigers are back on defense. Fundamentally sound is Marshfield. Under 10 in the first half. Four underclassmen and a senior. Ebersold's the senior's got the ball. That's what's on the floor for the Evergreens right now. Xavier Edwards and Chris Pohl, sophomore on sophomore right now. Edwards is cut off. That's pretty tight defense again. Zachary Jones leaves it on the wing. stolen. Marshfield coming back the other way, laid up and in for Brooks Hinson, who now has 6, and the Evergreens want a timeout. Tigers have opened a 2-point lead, and we'll be back after these messages on Zaleski Sports.
Why work for Staub Construction?
Everybody around you is just family.
Everybody seems to bond together and get along good, and
They, I believe, truly care about their employees.
Staub has a great benefits package.
Staub is an employee-owned company that puts a large emphasis on work-life balance.
And everybody wants to see everybody succeed. It's a good place to work.
Join the team at Staub Construction. Apply now at staubco.com.
Welcome back to the DC Everest Fieldhouse. I'm Chris Conley. Tigers have a little momentum. Evergreens love the ball out of the timeout. Thank our game day sponsors, Era Pancakes and the Jamie Schley American Family Insurance Agency. Ebersold, and now Xavier Edwards into the front court with his dribble. Here's Cade Felch. Entry pass to Studeman outside the paint. Studeman dribbles once, twice, picks it up, makes the extra pass down low. Zachary Jones, it's blocked. Late whistle. It's going to send Zachary Jones to the free throw line. Marshfield thought the block was clean. They're going to say they got him on the wrist. I think. Nope. A goaltend call here. After the officials huddle up, yeah, that's the call, a goaltend. Give the basket to Zachary Jones. Can't hit the ball on the way down. Can't pin the ball against the backboard. Not sure exactly what they said happened there. Cross court, 3 ball in the air. That's a tough shot, and it's a miss for Brent Fries. Putback attempt, going to put Marshfield on the free throw line. We're sponsored by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a farmer-owned cooperative with a wide array of custom financing and financial services. Loans, leases, crop insurance, tax records, they have you covered. Ag Country, Wausau, Stevens Point, Marshfield, and Medford. It's the first foul on Casey Studeman. Brooks Hinson now has 7 points. Xavier Edwards comes out. Big freshman, Vander Truax, in for the Evergreens. That's good. (13-11) Tigers. Truax gets his first touch just into the game. To Ebersold. Studeman double teamed, strong to the rim and scores. Studeman's got 6 for the Evergreens, tied up again. The pace of this game's been a little bit grinding, but it's been high quality basketball. Tigers back out. Evergreens overplayed defensively. Now over the top, that's knocked away in the corner. Tigers save the possession. Had Hinson on a screen, he didn't pop. Down low, Studeman just picked up his second foul. The Evergreens are going to need Studeman, their post player. He's probably going to go to the bench here with his second. Team's 4th. Studeman is out. Cohen Preby is coming in. The Evergreens give up some size. Put some pressure on Vander Truax, who is the tallest Evergreen on the floor right now. Marshfield inbounds to the corner. That's Brooks Hinson. Hinson with his dribble. Out to Chris Pohl. To the wing. Got a block on the Evergreens. They're going to be against Zachary Jones. That's the right call. Jones didn't have his feet set. Zachari's second, team's 5th. Xavier Edwards will come in. Zachary Jones is out. Tigers inbound underneath. Pohl and now over to Lee. Inside, nothing. Truax gets the rebound for the Evergreens and pushes the ball forward. Here's Cade Felch. Off the bench, Xavier Edwards gets a touch. Felch tried to set him up off a screen, and Ebersold was open but gun-shy. Ebersold again. Wow, no one followed him defensively. He's got to take that shot. And instead, the Evergreens don't even get a look at the basket. They turn it over. Tigers put Valen Ramberg back in. Brant Freeze comes out. Under 7 to play in the first half. Tigers hanging in the lane, up and in for Brooks Hinson. Hinson's the first player to double digits tonight. He's got 10. Pregame was one of the 3 Evergreens who fouled out down the stretch of the Tuesday game against East, along with Xavier Edwards and Casey Studeman. Studeman's got 2 more fouls on him now and is on the bench. Pregame, 3-ball, good! Lead change, 16-15 on the Pregame stick. See if the Tigers have an answer. Along the baseline, that's got to be up and down. Yeah, there's a whistle. That's Marshfield's first turnover. Valen Ramberg hopped up and then came down and still had the basketball. Even a half-blind me could make that call. Here's Xavier Edwards pushing forward on the defensive overplay. To Felch, back out to Pregame. Open 3, Ebersold takes it, no good. Ebersold's 0 for 2, but he's been left open a couple of times. Entry pass down low, easy for Chris Pohl. Third lead change here in the first half. Tigers by 1, Everest with the ball, 5 minutes to go till halftime. Felch back out to Ebersold. Again, Ebersold's missed his first 2 shots, but he shouldn't be shy when they leave him that open. Evergreens trying to work their rotation play. Here's Vander Truax. Yeah, Ebersold's not even looking to shoot right now. Splitting defenders, and a foul will bail out Xavier Edwards, who was in some trouble there. Chris Pohl committed the foul, his first, only the team's second. The Tigers have fouls to give down the stretch of the first half. Pregame to inbound underneath his own basket. All the way up high to Truax, and it's almost stolen. Here's Ebersold, and now Cade Felch. Felch to Truax. And the Evergreens are looking for minutes out of Truax because Studeman's got 2 fouls. Along the baseline, Xavier Edwards almost loses the handle. Xavier Edwards extra pass, nope, double dribble. Yeah, Xavier had the ball knocked out of his hands, then on the reset tried to dribble again. Can't do that. Evergreens have gone blow for blow with the Marshfield Tigers down the first half. This game's going to be decided in the second half for sure. A team that puts together even a small run is going to have a big advantage in this one tonight. It's just the way this game has been played. Driving in hard at a block on Truax. That's a 50-50 call as Landon Lee took it to the bucket. Now the foul's going to be against Colin Ebersold, his first, team 6th. Free throws are coming up for Landon Lee. Lee's first is good. 1 for 2. Tigers are 3 of 6 at the foul line in the first half. 2-point game. Here's Truax. On the rotation play, Pregame was open, and again, no quick release. Another long possession for the Evergreens, and we've got a foul. Joey Ketterer Jr. picks up his first. He's in off the bench for the Tigers. It's only the team's third. Evergreens limbound underneath. All the way up high to Ebersold. Xavier Edwards cut off along the baseline. X keeps his dribble, gives it back out to Pregame. Pregame directs some traffic. Truax. Now to Ebersold. Ebersold gets it back again. Ethan Connacht came out to guard him. Got a foul here on the Tigers. Joey Ketterer has just committed back-to-back fouls. His second, team's fourth. Coming down the stretch of the first half in a 2-point game. Evergreens all the way up high to Ebersold. Now Xavier Edwards. Edwards cut off. Good defense by Chris Pohl of the Tigers. X just can't drive on him. Entry pass down low, but Xavier Edwards' double team goes back out. Yeah, when the double team is down low, Ebersold's got to let that fly. Knocked away, loose on the floor. Evergreens are going to keep it. No, hustle play to the Tigers. 7 turnovers for the Evergreens to just 1 for Marshfield. Driving in, basket is good for Landon Lee. Lee's got 6. Tigers by 4. It's their biggest lead of the night. 2 minutes to go in the first half. That's almost knocked away. Marshfield trying to buy that call, didn't get it. Evergreens will inbound in front of the Marshfield bench. Felch, that's inbounded and will stay with Everest. Marshfield's got half a dozen referees on that bench pointing in the other direction. Felch inbounds to Ebersold. And now Xavier Edwards. Xavier Edwards again. Ebersold, they continue to play him soft. Vander Truax. And now Xavier Edwards. 1.5 to go till halftime. Edwards has his dribble, spins, he's trapped in the lane, leans forward, he is fouled. No, 3-second violation. Tigers with a chance to put a little distance between themselves and the Evergreens. If they can get points on this possession. Everest doesn't have any more fouls to give. This is over the top, double team down low, extra pass in the lane, and a miss for Joey Ketterer right at the rim. Boy, needed that to go down. Xavier Edwards gets the rebound for the Evergreens. A minute to go in the half. Studeman with 2 fouls has been on the bench for an extended period of time. Tried the rotation play for Pregame, couldn't get the ball to him. Xavier Edwards, double team, tries to muscle in, goes back out to Cade Felch. And here's Ebersold again. This feels like a Corey Heckel coach team. When Heckel was the Evergreens DC Everest basketball coach, all the games were low scoring. Even when we went from quarters to halves, there were 2 extra minutes to play and the scores were even lower. Evergreen's going to pull this out for a final shot. So Marshfield's going to have a lead at halftime. The question is by how much? 10 seconds. Now it's just about go time for Ebersol. Ebersol between the legs, looks to drive in, pulls up at the rim. He's fouled on the floor, non-shooting. 3 seconds left. And the Evergreens will be inbounding underneath. Ethan Connect called for his first, team's fifth. Noah Daniels comes in. They don't want Connect to pick up another foul in the closing seconds. Pregame will inbound underneath. 3 on the game clock. To Xavier Edwards. Going to shoot the 3 to make it a 1-point game. It's off the back bracket. No good. Marshfield 20, DC Everest 16 in a game that's going to tilt one way or the other in the second half tonight. Basketball tonight is brought to you by Great Lakes Cheese. Join the team at Great Lakes Cheese. You'll work with a state-of-the-art facility, excellent benefits, pay, culture, and much more. Join a growing company and get your career on the right path at Great Lakes Cheese. Learn more and apply at greatlakescheese.com. And we're brought to you by the Rural Virtual Academy, an online tuition-free public school serving pre-K through high school in Wisconsin. The RVA strives to offer families the tools and resources needed to provide a strong academic foundation for each child, the flexibility to learn at their own schedule, and they host hundreds of free events around the state to foster friendships among students. Learn more at ruralvirtual.org, ruralvirtual.org. At halftime, it's the Tigers by 4. Halftime on Zaleski Sports is brought to you by Greenheck Group, the global leader in creating air movement and control equipment. Greenheck is one of Walsall's largest employers. They may be the perfect place for the next step in your career. See if Greenheck Group is right for you. Visit greenheck.com. That's greenheck.com. The DC Everest Pep Band entertains at halftime. Tigers have a 4-point lead on Zaleski Sports.
For me, for Greenheck, it's just equal opportunity for everybody to grow.
I've been going to school for electrical system technology, and they gave me opportunity to go to that department. I was like, wow.
Greenheck gives you a lot of opportunities. A lot.
People that work hard here, they get opportunity to move up, and I found all that and more here. I've been encouraged to grow, to get education. Our future's really bright.
Work where there are endless career opportunities, no mandatory overtime, and a great family atmosphere.
Welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, visiting today with DC Everest Evergreen boys basketball coach Oliver Drake. Coach, you begin year number 2 this year, but let's first just take a pause. We'll reflect on last year, and I think probably where we start this discussion is Marcus Hall, obviously one of the premier players in the entire state last year. What was it like coaching a basketball guy like Marcus Hall?
Well, it's a privilege. You know, anytime you get an opportunity to coach somebody who is so passionate about the game and you know, just was an outstanding leader. I mean, for what you saw on game night, he was even better behind the scenes, from a student to how he treats people to everything that he's about. And so it was an absolute privilege. He definitely really left a mark on our program, not just on the court, but the way he treated young players in our program, and obviously planted that seed with young players in our program that what's possible here at DC Everest if you put in a ton of work and do all the right things. So it was an absolute privilege to coach Marcus Hall.
As I said, last year was year 1 with the program, so making those building blocks and forming those traditions and standards going forward. Looking back on last year, what was just maybe 1 or 2 of your favorite memories with you and the guys from last year?
Yeah, it's hard to put 1 or 2 memories. You know, I think the biggest thing for me is just the way the guys accepted being coached and being held accountable and accepted the standards that we're putting in play here and just really allowed themselves to be pushed outside their comfort zone, you know, and I think that led to team success, having 18 wins and winning a playoff game, playing in a regional final game, beating a really good Appleton East game. So I think it's just those bonds and those relationships that were formed. We had some outstanding seniors. We're going to miss them like crazy, but you know, our relationship with the players that graduate from our program is just beginning, and I can't wait to see what they accomplish in their futures. So I think it always goes back to that relationship piece. Well, really appreciating the way the guys worked and the way they held themselves accountable and the way they allowed themselves to be coached. It was a pretty awesome group.
I mentioned, so year 2 is underway now. Let's tell us about those first 2 weeks of practice this year and how that compared to last year. Now that you've got another year, a whole year under your belt, a lot of those guys now know you. Obviously, the incoming freshmen, that's a different thing, but kind of compare and contrast year one and year two, those first couple weeks of practice.
Yeah, our guys have done a phenomenal job. Obviously, anytime you have returning players in a returning system, our players have really done a nice job of setting the tone and doing the things that we want to have done, the things that take no talent, to the way that we talk to each other, to the way that we coach each other. Our players are really starting to understand that it's got to become a players run program. If it's coach driven, it can only get so far. And our players have done a really nice job of taking that leadership role, making sure things are squared up, on the court, behind the scenes. And that's always fun to see the growth from year to year. But certainly there's a ton of growth that takes place from year one to year two. And all the credit goes to our players. They've done a great job with that.
Talking to DC Everest Evergreens boys basketball coach Oliver Drake. Let's talk about this year's group of seniors. And Coach, I'm cautioning you right away. You don't have to mention names, because once you mention one, you forget one, you get all kinds of trouble. But tell us about the expectations. What do you want out of a senior group?
Well, our three seniors, Colin, AJ, and Owen have done a great job. And what we want from all of our players, but certainly our seniors, is just that sense of thankfulness for the opportunity to do what we get to do. This thing goes by really fast. And so them making sure that they leave the program better than they found it. They also leave with no regrets. And that starts with working. And, some people want things to be microwaved. Nothing good can get microwaved. Like it's got to be in a slow cooker. And that's the work that we do every single day, and making sure our seniors really set the tone with just getting after it. And our three seniors have done a great job of that thus far. And so we want to see them end their career feeling like they left it all out there, and they're off to a good start with that.
You might give me a different answer to this in February, but here early season, what's the one part of your team that you want to lead with right now, whether that be, shooting, defense, whatever it might be? What's that one thing that you can sit on the bench and just count on these guys? I think they've got it figured out this early in the season.
I think just the cohesiveness. This group really is good to each other. They've played a lot of basketball together. So just really looking as one unit, whether it's offensively, defensively, running our sets, running, our quick hitters, based on just seeing us be cohesive, one unit, willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. So I've been really impressed with our cohesiveness, really impressed with our guys' willingness to accept roles and to take those and run with them.
How would you like to answer that question in February?
Well, I'm very optimistic that our defense will be something that we can hang our hats on, and our rebounding and valuing the basketball. I really feel like if you defend at a high level, you rebound at a high level, and you value the basketball at a high level, you got a chance in every game. Shots come and go. You can't hang your hat on great shooting nights every night, but you can hang your hat in those three areas. So I would say those three areas: just being really tough with the basketball, being a great half-court defensive team, and making sure we win the glass every night from a rebounding standpoint.
It's halftime at the DC Everest Fieldhouse. I'm Chris Conley. Marshfield leads DC Everest 20-16. The Evergreens have dictated the pace of this game with some long, drawn-out possessions where they've kept the ball on the perimeter. For the first half, Marshfield has only 3 players in the scoring column. They're led by 10 from Brooks Hinson. Landon Lee has 6. Chris Cole has 4. Tigers had only 1 3 in the first half, but they've countered that by turning the ball over only once. Marshfield is 3 of 6 from the foul line. Evergreens have 6 from Casey Studeman, who spent a long time on the bench after picking up a second foul. Studeman with 6. Cohen Preby's got 3. Xavier Edwards got 3. 2 for Cade Felch, 2 for Zachary Jones. Colin Ebersold has not scored in the first half, and I kind of think that he's the key to the second half for the Evergreens. Marshfield has shown him no respect. They've guarded him so loose. He's been open from the outside almost every time he gets the ball. Now, Ebersold is not thought of as a prolific three-point shooter like Preby or like Cade Felch is. But Colin Ebersold is capable, and if they're going to leave him open by 2 steps, he's got to take and make some of those shots. Evergreens turned the ball over 8 times in the first half. That's got to be lower in the second half. They hit only 1 3, and the Evergreens did not attempt a free throw. Culligan Water says, get Culligan Water for $9.95 a month for the first 3 months. Visit Sterling Culligan Water at CulliganH2O.com. And Elegant Occasions said, did you hear the news? The owner of Elegant Occasions is retiring. Now's the best time to make your appointment at Elegant Occasions for your high school formal gowns. Prom and homecoming dresses are 30% off. Sizes 00 to 26 are in stock. Winter formal and prom tuxedos will be delivered directly to you when you order through Elegant Occasions. Make your appointment now at elegantoccasions.net. Second half is coming up after this quick break on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, my name is Preston. I have the Abbey Bank Bright Future checking account for kids and teens. I really like the mobile wallet feature. I just tap my phone to pay for snacks or anything at a store. I get my own debit card that my mom can transfer money into. She can also turn my card on or off if I misplace it. Plus, Abbey Bank gave me a bonus after I made my first deposit. Mom, if you're listening, send more money, please.
Visit us online at abbeybank.com to learn more. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Evergreens get the ball to start the second half. Casey Studeman with the 2 fouls is on the floor. Zakari Jones, who's on the bench, not a starter tonight for the Evergreens, also has 2. And for Marshfield, one of their reserves, Joey Ketterer, has 2 fouls. Play is back in. Evergreens looking to cut into a 4-point deficit. Edwards now to the wing. Felch pops the 3. That's way short. Boy, Felch doesn't miss like that very often. Chris Pohl gathered in the rebound for the Tigers. Feeds the low post. Ethan Connacht misses down low. Ebersold gets the rebound for the Evergreens. This is Pregame in the corner. Rotating down low to Studeman. It's just outside the paint. Studeman dribbles, draws the double team. He's bumped and goes back out. Foul line extended for Xavier Edwards. It's good. Cuts the lead in half. On the 4th and 5th points tonight for X. Three ball open, too strong, and it's a step back. Ball's tipped around. Evergreens come away with it. Here's Cade Felch. Marshfield has 2 backs, so it's 2-on-2, and Felch backs it out. Ebersol down low to Studeman. Stripped. He's fouled. Free throws coming up for Casey Studeman. Fouled by Chris Pohl, a Marshfield starter who has just picked up his 2nd. Free throws could tie the game here. We go to the Jamie Wetzel Serve Pro free throw line. Call Jamie Wetzel at Serve Pro, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro, like it never even happened. Studeman's first free throw is good. Studeman's got him both, and the Evergreens open up with 4 points and tie the game 20 apiece. On a screen, they're trying to set up an open shot there for Hinson. Instead, in he goes and retakes the lead. Hinson's got 12 to lead all scorers, 22-20. Do the Evergreens have an answer? Splitting to the rim, basket, and a foul for Xavier Edwards. Edwards will have a chance to get to the free throw line for a 3-point play. Could give us a lead change here in the early part of the second half. To the Jamie Wetzel Serve Pro free throw line goes Xavier Edwards, the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Chris Pohl has just picked up his 2nd, team 2nd, and the Evergreens have the lead. Xavier Edwards now has 8 for the Evergreens. Tigers still looking for, well, they've got 1 bucket in the second half. Outscored by the Evergreens 7-2. Spinning, tough shot there for Hinson. It's a miss. Xavier Edwards is doing a little bit of everything. Gets the rebound. Here's Pregame. There's Ebersold again. Like we said at halftime, they're playing him so soft. Now to Cade Felch. Look how much closer they play Felch than when Ebersold has the ball. I mean, Ebersold does other things. He's a great rebounder. In fact, he leads the team in rebounds. and is a solid defensive player. So you don't take him off the floor because he's gun shy. You just love to coach him up there and not be afraid. Get that confidence back. Studeman looks to drive in traffic, up and in. Studeman hangs through the lane. He's got 10. Evergreens by 3. And the Everest offense got a little more flow to it here in the second half. Lee, now Pole to the rim. That's a nice take with the left hand. Pole's got 6. 1 point game. Yeah, this is going to be a fun second half. Evergreens came to play tonight. Marshfield's perfect in conference play, but you get the feeling they're going to have to work for it this evening. Studeman picks up his dribble, goes back out to Xavier Edwards. Now he's Ebersold again. Edwards on the dribble. Studeman. 2 players ranged up near him once he got below the foul line. The double team is back on. Studeman looked to spin, and the Evergreens turned it over. Couldn't get it back out to Pregame. You'd like to see the Evergreens be a little more careful with the basketball, wouldn't you? 9 turnovers to just 1 for Marshfield. Yeah, why is Marshfield 14-1? They are so careful with the basketball. Brooks Hinson. To the wing, Pole. Pole gets it back. 3 balls in the air, that's short. Offensive rebound underneath, trying to reverse is Hinson. Hinson got his own miss and goes back out. Marshfield's going to get a third look at the basket on this trip down the floor. Stripped away. There's a rare Marshfield turnover. Studeman stole the ball. Studeman gets it back. Ebersold, and now back to Studeman. Everest by 1. They've got the rock. Pregame, low post. Tries to spin, goes back out to Xavier Edwards. Studeman down low. The defense collapses around him. He makes an extra pass. It went right through the legs of Ebersold. Marshfield at the other end scores. Brooks Hinson. Evergreens want a timeout. Marshfield has retaken the lead 26-25. 13 to go in this one. Back after a quick break on Zaleski Sports.
It's simple but true. Time is money. At Sherrill Tire and Service, we have over 20 mobile service trucks to get you rolling and growing again. Sherrill Tire and Service Centers, your locally owned farm tire dealer.
Welcome to J&D Tube Benders. Here at J&D, we strive to meet our customers' requirements and expectations. We pursue this goal through the effort of our dedicated employees by continually improving in the areas of customer service, quality, and productivity. We pride ourselves on not only being a pillar of the manufacturing industry, but a family to our employees. J&D Tube Benders, the fastest name in tube line fabrication.
Evergreens get the ball out of the timeout. The Marshfield make gave us a 6th lead change tonight. Marshfield shows tighter full court pressure. Preby's some trouble getting it in, and the Evergreens are going to take a timeout to try and avoid the 5 count. We'll keep it right here. Wiggly Field and Dome says for great food, cold drinks for any occasion, it's Wausau's favorite post-game stop, lunch, dinner, or a getaway with friends. There's always a great atmosphere at Wiggly Field and Dome. Wiggly Field, Schofield Avenue. Marshfield plays Spash in their next game, and that, of course, is going to be the game of the century. And we've got, 76 years to go. How could it be the game of the century? But those are the 2 best teams, the teams that have accomplished as much as anyone in the Valley Conference. And it is Spash that has 1 in-conference loss, so the game probably means more to them than to the Tigers. I don't think Marshfield's played like they're looking ahead from tonight's opponent. I don't see that at all. Xavier Edwards has the ball. Evergreen's looking to take the lead right back. Ebersold with his dribble got a foul away from the ball. It's on the Tigers. Pregame was trying to wheel through the lane, moving without the ball, and got tangled up with one of the Marshfield defenders. Brooks Hinson picks up his first, team's third. Evergreens will inbound underneath. To Studeman. And here's Ebersold. Pregame on the wing, guarded closely. Studeman down low, back out. Xavier Edwards thought about the three, drives in, pulls up. In traffic, goes back out. X knew where he was on the floor. He was not in the paint, so there was no three count on him there. Evergreens would love a good look at the basket in this 1-point game. Another long possession for Everest. To the rim, it hit the underside. A miss for Xavier Edwards. Everything is tough inside. Long outlet pass ahead to Brooks Hinson. Three ball coming. It's too strong, rounded out. Offensive rebound. No one boxed out on Landon Lee. Tigers bump it up to a 3-point lead. Truax will come in on the next stoppage. So the Evergreens opting for a little more height. This is Studeman, cut off on the baseline. Still has his dribble. Picks it up now, back out to Xavier Edwards. Edwards has his dribble. He's double, he's triple teamed and reaching in there, and he got a foul. How are we going to call this? I think the foul came after the steal. Let's see if the officials agree on this. If they're calling a jump ball, it's going to go over to Marshfield. Nope, they're calling a foul on Xavier Edwards, saying that he reached in after he lost control of the ball. Xavier's first, team's third. Colin Ebersold comes out, so Truax into the game, and they keep with 2 fouls. Casey Studeman on. So the Evergreens going with a taller look, trailing by 3. Marshfield's led by as many as 6. Long 2. It's too strong for Chris Pohl, and we've got a loose ball foul. No, just out of bounds. No, I was right the first time. Foul on the Tigers. Ethan Connect. His second, team's fourth. 3-point game, under 12 minutes to play. We may go under 11 on this possession. Truax off the bench. Gave the Evergreens a lot of minutes when Studeman was in foul trouble in the first half. Truax on the wing. Truax gets it back in the corner. Evergreens worked that rotation play. They were looking for Pregame cutting through, couldn't get the ball to him. Another time-consuming possession. Xavier Edwards to the rim, up strong. Xavier Edwards scores. He's got 7 in the second half, now 10 overall. It's a 1-point game again. See if the Tigers can answer. Brooks Hinson now to the wing, and Landon Lee. Lee on the defensive overplay, got caught underneath the basket, made an extra pass, got a whistle. It's a foul on the floor against the Evergreens, I believe. Yes, non-shooting. Vander Truax called for a push, his first, only the team's second of the second half. Tigers clinging to a 1-point lead, they inbound. Wow, he was open for the quick 3. Brooks Hinson didn't fire, drives in, that's a late whistle. Studeman, I believe, has just picked up his 3rd foul. Let's see if it's on Casey. It is. Casey Studeman has just picked up his 3rd foul. And free throws are coming for the Tigers in a 1-point game. That first free throw for Brooks Hinson is good. He's 3 for 3 at the foul line. Hinson's up to 15 points to lead all scorers tonight. J&D Tube Benders in the West Industrial Park is a certified custom manufacturer and distributor of tubes, tubings, and tube assemblies. Friendly roll. Tigers lead is back to 3. J&D Tube Benders is a local family-owned business, they could be the perfect place for the next step in career. If you're looking for a change, apply at J&D Tube Benders. Their website is jdtube.com. jdtube.com. 10 minutes to go in this one. 30-27 Tigers. Studeman with the 3 fouls, cut off at the foul line. Back out to Xavier Edwards. Edwards in the paint, leans towards and scores. Xavier Edwards is having himself a night. Back-to-back buckets for X. Back to a 1-point game again. Tigers feed it to the wing, Brooks Hinson. Hinson cut off on the baseline, goes back out. Landon Lee turned over. Evergreens can take the lead. Studeman, that's a reach in from behind. Tigers' 5th team foul. It's the 2nd on Landon Lee. Non-shooting. A basket gives us another lead change in this one. Here's Truax. Tell me if this is true. The Evergreens are a little bit two-dimensional right now. That the only two have really been a threat to score last couple of times down the floor has been Xavier Lee and Studeman. Studeman's got the ball here, slipped, and it's a turnover. That's unfortunate. Tried to stop on a dime, and that front foot's kind of slid out from under him. The Evergreens need someone else, maybe Cade Felch, to get into the act here. Cohen Preby. Evergreens did not get a look at the basket on a possession that could have given them the lead back. No one follows underneath, and that's an easy basket for Brooks Hinson. I mean, Hinson's the stud offensive scorer. How can you lose a count of him? So the defense is a little shoddy, too. 32-29, Marshfield. A lot of time left in this one, 8.5 to go. Truax dribbles, hands it off to Cade Felch. Yeah, they know Felch is a shooter. Look how close they guard him. To Truax. Lee again, foul line extended. Xavier Edwards was cut off there. Here's Preby. Preby on the clear out, cut off, still has his dribble. Gives it over to Felch. Truax now, and Xavier Edwards again, under 8 to go. Xavier Edwards bodied him right up to Preby. Contested 3, it's good. Preby sticks it, and we've got a shiny new one. Preby hits his 2nd 3 of the night, 32-32. And 7.5 to break this tie. Tell me that Stevens Point fans and Wausau East fans aren't screaming at our video feed. Trying to get the Evergreens over the top in this one. Got his dribble out in front of him is Brooks Hinson. Spinning. Pole tried the left hand, no good. Got a loose ball foul. It's going to be on the Tigers, I believe. Yep, ball's going over to the Evergreens. Nope, the foul is on Truax of the Evergreens, his 2nd. Team's 4th. Tigers have the ball in the corner in the hands of Landon Lee. Lee with his dribble. Xavier Edwards comes out to guard him. Pole and now to the corner. Brent Fries. Open for a 3, and Marshfield reclaims the lead. Landon Lee stuck one in the first half, stuck one there. 35-32. Xavier Edwards, a little room to operate. Picks up his dribble, spins in the lane. X scores again. The workhorse for the Evergreens tonight. Back to a 1-point game. So it's a Tigers 3 to an Everest 2. Tigers driving in, rolls off the front of the rim, offensive rebound and a putback. That's Chris Pohl. Marshfield's done a little better on the offensive boards than the Evergreens have. Little things matter in these tight games. 3-point game. 6 minutes to go. This one is much closer than the first meeting over in Marshfield, where the Tigers were up by double digits by this point in the game. Xavier Edwards again spins, almost got his man up in the air. It's knocked out of bounds. That'll stay with the Evergreens. Colin Ebersold comes back in. Vander Truax is out. Just like he did in the first half. Truax, only a freshman, ate up a lot of minutes for the Evergreens. Pregame inbounds all the way up high to Xavier Edwards. Edwards as a scoring threat is emerging in the later stages of the season. Got a month of basketball left to play, and Xavier Edwards is playing his best ball for the Evergreens right now. Here's Cade Felch. Evergreens have just turned the ball over. Sam Dasso comes in for the Evergreens. And Xavier Edwards is getting what I believe will be a very short break. Marshfield by 3 and the ball. And with the way this game has been playing, there's a pass down low. Marshfield extends their lead. Brooks Hinson scores on the assist. Evergreens want a timeout. To complete the thought, the way this game's been playing, if one team opens up a 7, 8, 9 point lead, that's going to be huge in this game. 5:12 to go. It's Marshfield 39, Everest 34. The Evergreens will have the ball in what feels like an important possession when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
As we had speculated, that was a short trip to the bench for Xavier Edwards. He's checked back in during the timeout. Edwards leads the Evergreens with 14 points, 20 for Brooks Hinson for the Tigers. Camping World of Rothschild, just off I-39, has a huge inventory of new and used RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and campers. Treat yourself to memories that'll last a lifetime. Visit Camping World of Rothschild. Tigers by 5. They led by 6 earlier. Xavier Edwards back in, gets the ball. He's double-teamed, got a reach-in foul. It's on Marshfield. That's the last foul for the Tigers to give. For the rest of the night after this, each whistle sends the Evergreens to the foul line. Landon Lee's picked up his third. Cade Felch gets it in to Xavier Edwards. Edwards in the backcourt, almost had that knocked away, break the timeline, guarded closely by Brooks Hinson. Hinson almost generated a steal. Studeman in the corner. Picks up his dribble, back out to Cade Felch. Felch has really been bottled up tonight for the Evergreens. Xavier Edwards again picks up his dribble, goes back out. Here's Sam Dasso. Studeman tries the baseline. He's cut off. Tries to lean in, left it short. He's fouled. This is a bailout whistle that's going to send Casey Studeman to the line. Break for the Evergreens here. Clock stops in a 5-point game, and a couple of free throws are coming up from the Jamie Wetzel Serve Pro free throw line. Jamie Wetzel at Serve Pro is the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never even happened. Ethan Connect has picked up his third. Studeman's first free throw is good. Dasso comes out, Cohen Pregame comes in. So the Evergreens, with the clock stopped at the foul line, inch a little closer. 39-36. One possession game. Brooks Hinson has the ball and Preby's on him. Over to Landon Lee. Tigers have not been particularly deep on their bench tonight, and they are a deep team. Just it's been a close enough game that the starters have had more minutes. Evergreen's looking for a defensive stop. Landon Lee's got it back. Over to Chris Pohl. Now in the corner, Hinson's got Preby on him, so this is best on best. Along the baseline, threw it out of bounds. Evergreens are going to get the ball back. No, that's saved in play on a hustle play, and the Tigers take a timeout. Boy, that ball sure looked like it was going out of bounds until it wasn't. Saved right in front of the scorer's table. Tigers save the possession with 3:39 left in the game. We'll be back after this break on Zaleski Sports.
Let your job journey begin at Express Employment Professionals. Find hundreds of employers looking for a candidate like you, all in one place at one time. And let Express Employment help connect you with your future career. With locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Marshfield, and Medford, you'll find local jobs right in your community, including direct hire and evaluation to hire opportunities. Express Employment specializes in light industrial, skilled trades, professional, and office careers. Begin your job journey today with Express Employment Professionals at expresspros.com.
I'm Chris Conley. Just before the timeout, sure looked like the Tigers were going to turn the ball over. Saved right in front of the scorer's table, and then a quick timeout. To the baseline, 3 ball. This is a big one, and down it goes for Chris Pohl. Pohl's got 11. Tigers by 6. It ties their biggest lead of the night. No panic for the Evergreens. You just can't fall further behind. Everest needs an answer. Here's Studeman on the rotation play to Preby. He's cut off. Bounces to Ebersold. Felch and now Edwards. Studeman again. 3 minutes to go in this one. Tigers by 6. Studeman along the baseline, cut off underneath. Studeman tries to bend back in, misses, and could not get his own rebound. Great defense there by Chris Pohl. Pohl stuck the basket and then bottled up Studeman in tight quarters. Boy, Everest needs a stop here. And the Tigers are going to make the Evergreens come out and play them. Tipped around. Turnover. Everest has the ball. And the Evergreens get a timeout. Studeman had both arms around it and asked for the timeout. There's no jump ball there. Tigers could have opened up a lead of 8 or 9. Instead, they turned the ball over. We'll stay right here. The Tigers were hoping for a jump ball. The arrow points to them, but that's not the call here. We're sponsored by Fleet Farm. Pick up all of your pets' favorites from Fleet Farm. Everything from food, treats, toys, and health products under one roof, and all the brands you trust. Dogs or cats, they've got you covered. Shop your pets' everyday essentials at Fleet Farm. Merrill Steel is your partner for structural steel fabrication. Consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. Apply at merrillsteel.com. Now that the Evergreens have the ball back, if Everest scores out of the timeout, does this kind of feel like a game that might come down to a final possession? Maybe. I mean, the Evergreens have more work to do to get to that point. But it sure feels like it could be. Back-to-back games decided down the stretch for the Evergreens. A heartbreaking, buzzer-beating loss to Wausau East. And Marshfield up by 6 now with 2.5 to go. Evergreens will have to go the length of the court after the timeout, and Cohen Preby will inbound. Preby quiet tonight, 6 points. Cade Felch quieter with only 2. Inbounds to Xavier Edwards, who's carried this team on his shoulders offensively. Here's Preby. Over to Ebersold, now back to Edwards. To the corner, Felch, but he's guarded closely. No room for him to shoot. 2 minutes to go. You don't mind the time coming off the clock, just the Evergreens have to come away with points. You can't take time off the clock and then have an empty possession here. Xavier Edwards with the ball, bodied up to Ebersold in the paint, tries to spin on his man. This is going to be a 3-second violation. Yep, turned over. Rotten time for a 6th turnover in the half for the Evergreens. 14 for the game. Yeah, Marshfield has a big edge in turnovers, 14-4. Boy, the Tigers could take a big step towards victory tonight if they come away with points here. Almost stolen by Studeman, that's out of bounds to the Evergreens. Studeman on a hustle play. Gets the ball back for Edwards. Ethan Connect is in. Joey Ketterer is out for the Tigers. So Marshfield opts for a little more size down the stretch. Preby will inbound for the Evergreens. All the way up high to Ebersold. Preby comes to get it. Studeman, here's Felch. To the baseline, Preby lost it. Trying to get the ball over to Preby fast to set up a three-point attempt. Pass was rushed. Timing wasn't quite right. Tigers get the ball back. Under 90 seconds left in the game. And this is a foul on the Evergreens. Xavier Edwards picks up only his second. Evergreens still have one more foul to give. Evergreens want a little more size, so Sam Dasso is in. Tigers, no one's down the court defensively, and there's a miss at the rim by Hinson. Loose on the floor, Tigers get it back, and the Tigers are taking the timeout. Boy, there's a loose ball that the Evergreens absolutely positively had to have and couldn't come up with it. Marshfield's doing the little things down the stretch, and they lead 42-36. 1:13 left when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet, and now going on the Red Tag Sales Event. Take an extra $500 off select models, Chevy Silverado, the Trailblazer, the Equinox Blazer, and more. Stop on in and talk to one of our sales consultants today. And Merry Christmas from Wheeler Chevrolet.
I know that I can handle schooling my children because RVA provides the tools that I need. The RVA has adjusted curriculum by placing children right where their learning is. That's the #1 goal, is to make sure that your children are learning, and so you don't move on if they haven't grasped the concept. You stop, pause, and you make sure that you grasp that before you move on. The RVA will work with your child's needs and will provide the support and the attention that your child not only needs but deserves.
Tigers have the ball out of this timeout. More importantly, a 6-point lead. And the clock is friendly to Marshfield, too, with 1:13 left in the game. I'm Chris Conley. Express Employment says finding your next career at Express Employment Professionals. Go to locations in Walsall, Stevens Point, and Marshfield, or check their website, expresspros.com. That's expresspros.com. Inbounded to Pole, and now Landon Lee. Evergreen is guarding closely, and the Evergreens commit a foul. That's Sam Dasso. Tigers will shoot the 1-and-1 for the rest of the way, and the Evergreens may be looking to put the Tigers on the foul line down the stretch of this one. Into the backcourt, Brooks Hinson. Don't want to foul him. Hinson's a good free throw shooter. Picks up his dribble. Over to Landon Lee. Lee's got Edwards on him. 1 minute left in this ball game. Tigers have the ball, and they're taking precious seconds off the clock that the Evergreens need. Splitting the double team is Hinson. Picks it up, gives it back to Landon Lee. Lee is fouled. He's 1 for 2 at the foul line tonight. Evergreens are going to put Casey Studeman back in. Evergreens wanted Sam Dasso to commit that foul, and he did. 1-and-1 coming up for the Tigers. Evergreens are praying for a miss. 2 free throws here could kind of shut the door on the Evergreens. Actually, the first one is important because it would make it a 3-possession game with under a minute to go. Good teams don't give up leads in that situation. So this is a big free throw. Front end of a 1-and-1 for Landon Lee. And it's good. Money at the free throw line. Yeah, I don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game. The Tigers are going to win their 10th straight tonight. Lee gets them both. They're on their biggest lead now of 8 points. Evergreens didn't play poorly tonight. Tigers were better. Ebersol back out. Studeman drives into the rim. Studeman misses. Ball pinballs around. Studeman gets it back. He is fouled. 2 free throws coming up with 29 seconds left. To the Jamie Wetzel Serve Pro free throw line we go. Called Jamie Wetzel the #1 choice in cleanup and restoration Serve Pro like it never even happened. Chris Pohl has picked up his 3rd foul. Foundation Finances, now's your chance to work with a company that really understands growth. Foundation Finance has grown every year since 2012. Make the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full-time benefits that start from day one. That's Foundation Finance. Studeman gets both his free throws. He's going to lead the Evergreens in defeat tonight with 14 points. Beg your pardon, Xavier Edwards also has 14. Tigers by 6, and they seem safe right now. Evergreens commit the foul. Brooks Hinson's going back to the free throw line. Hinson's going to lead all scorers with 20 and a couple more free throws coming. Colin Ebersold commits the foul. So 1-and-1 coming up for the Tigers. Elite Auto Care is where Schofield, Weston, and Wausau turn for local, family-owned auto service you can trust. It's a miss. Leaves the door open just a crack for the Evergreens. Quickly to the front court. Time's a wasting here. Studeman baseline, splits, drives in. That's a clean block. Got his own rebound, and Studeman scores. The Evergreens will take their final timeout. 44-40 with only 13 seconds left. Elite Auto Care says for major and minor repairs, foreign and domestic vehicles, look to Elite Auto Care, Schofield Avenue in Schofield. And basketball tonight's brought to you by Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com and find an agent near you. You know, the good teams win games exactly like this. This game was not played at the pace that the Tigers wanted. Tigers have limited their turnovers, only 5 for the entire game. And they're getting the job done against an Everest team that put up a good fight tonight. Evergreens had a lead early in the second half, never got any separation. Evergreen's biggest lead tonight's been 3 points. Tigers will be 15-1 when the final horn sounds, and a perfect 6-0 in Valley Conference play, as the Evergreens will fall to 5-12. Tigers will inbound, looking to protect a 4-point lead. Evergreens have no timeouts left. Tigers get this in. Playing for a steal, and now the foul comes. Cade Felch fouled him with 9 seconds left. The final 1-1. Marshfield goes into the double bonus after this. Evergreens wanted that foul committed faster. See the reaction from the bench. Landon Lee is 3 of 4 from the foul line tonight. This is a 1-1. If it's a miss, the Evergreens got to push it up the floor quickly. Lee's free throw. Good. Last year, Landon Lee was a great bench player. 6th man in for the Tigers. A starter this year, and Lee's got 15 points. 6-point lead. under 10. Xavier Edwards right to the rim. Evergreens cannot stop the clock. That's going to do it. Congratulations to the Marshfield Tigers. 46-42 winners over the Evergreens. 10-game winning streaks are rare in high school basketball, and that's what the Tigers are on. Tonight's game brought to you by Auto Select of Weston, Schofield Avenue. They've been providing dependable vehicle repair, service, and tires for 22 years. A 20-year nationwide warranty, free roadside assistance at Auto Select. You're good to go. Auto Select, Schofield Avenue in Weston. Behind 20 from Brooks Hinson, the Tigers are 4 points better than the Evergreens. Post-game coverage is next, brought to you by Merrill Steel. Consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. MerrillSteel.com. I'm Chris Conley. Thank you for joining us for our Zaleski Sports play-by-play. Repeating our final score, the Marshfield Tigers 46, the DC Everest Evergreens 42.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our three facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
Elite Auto Care is a family-owned business providing top-notch car care to the Schofield, Weston, and Wausau area. They deliver honest and professional automotive repair and maintenance services with quality ASE certified technicians that you can trust. Elite Auto Care offers the latest technology and is equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on both foreign and domestic vehicles. From general maintenance, air conditioning and brakes to exhaust, axle repair, tires, or just a simple oil change. Turn to Elite Auto Care, your local family-owned auto business on Schofield Avenue in Schofield.
At Nicolet Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolet Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Whether you're just beginning your educational journey or seeking a new opportunity, we're here for you. At North Central Technical College, we have unique partnerships with 4-year colleges that allow you to transfer seamlessly to and from our campus, saving you time and money. With hundreds of transfer options available, the path to a bachelor's degree and a great paying career are just a step away. North Central Technical College. Start here, go anywhere.
You're tuned in to Better Halves. Mike, what are you looking for?
Skip, I'm not getting older. I'm getting better. I still got big plans for my life and my Medicare.
I know exactly what you want from Medicare. Same as all the other guys. Me!
Hey, Mike, I'm Sheila from Security, and I'm just like you. In fact, I'm from your neighborhood, and I've got a Medicare plan that treats you like you.
Did it just get better in here?
How are you, Brookside? You on the other side, please? Thanks a lot. Post-game coverage now from the DC Everest Fieldhouse. Marshfield goes on a 10-game winning streak, 46-42 over the Evergreens. Coach, the pace of this game was a little unusual, but good teams win when not everything goes their way.
That's very true. Everest really dictated the entire tempo and pace of this game all night. It was very clear that they wanted to slow this game down, and to their credit, they did that. They made us guard for a long, long time. And I'm proud of the guys because we ended up pulling this game out on the road in the conference, and it's just a really good win for us.
And I thought in a tight game where neither team could really separate from the other, you had these subtle little advantages. You were doing a little better on the offensive boards. You got more second chance. You were more careful with the ball also. And in a tight game, those things are magnified.
Yeah, we really had a difficult time keeping Edwards and Suderman out of the paint for the most part. They got really deep on us. But when we got to the offensive end, Brooks Hinson in particular got some offensive rebounds in both halves. Landon Lee had a big offensive rebound here. Brant Fries had a big offensive rebound. So in games where it's tough to score, you got to find different ways to maybe steal a bucket here and there, and we did that.
And there's no rest. You're up against Spash next.
Nope. And it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us, but we got to prepare on Sunday for a really, really good Stevens Point team.
Coach, enjoy the win. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you. Roll Tigers.
10 points in the first half, 10 in the second. Tell me about this year's team.
No matter what happens in the game, we're always together, we're always communicating, we're always battling out, and that's what I really like about this team. We're always together, and we find a way to win every game.
Like Coach said, the team had to defend for long periods of time. We had a couple of possessions where I think a minute came off the clock, and yet Everest still had very tough looks at the basket. You guys didn't break down on defense at all tonight.
Yeah, a lot of that comes from the bench energy. They did a really great job tonight. That comes from us communicating and just being together.
I know that normally you have a pretty deep bench. It didn't go that deep tonight just because of how close the game was. I thought the starters were on the floor a lot of times and manned up a lot tonight.
Yeah. That's just how some games go. We're always prepared for everything. The bench guys are always ready to come in. And when they do come in, they're ready to go.
20 points for Brooks Hinson tonight as the Tigers beat the Evergreens and sweep the season series The final tonight is 46-42. That's going to wrap up our Zaleski Sports coverage for this Friday night. I'm Chris Conley. Thanks for joining us on Zaleski Sports. All right, you look up there and say that you're in the house, okay?
I'm Brooks Hinson, and I'm in the house.
Thanks a lot. Congratulations.
Thank you.